Ready, Shaju? Who's the Mridanga player? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Raja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Raja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivrajagacharya Ashtottara Śrīmad Divine Grace Ave Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Fondracharya PPT Fondracharya Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga.
Krishna. So we are very fortunate today to have Association of His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu. So, His Grace Sitaram Prabhu always talks about the training which he received from Prabhuji and the affection which he received. And we are also getting that mercy and affection. In fact, last year in one of the emails, Prabhuji mentioned that I consider ISKCON Attapur as my own temple. And it was so touching for us to read that mail from him. So last time we had his association almost a year back in the Vyas Puja of His Holiness Gopal-Krishna Goswami Maharaj. We had organized here, and that time Prabhuji had come. So it's almost a year now, almost 10 months. So we are very thankful and very grateful to Prabhuji for coming here and bringing all the devotees from various centers. They all are on the way, they are coming here. So we'd like to welcome Prabhuji by loudly chanting one time Maha Mantra. Hare I will also take this opportunity to invite you for our Rath Yatra, which is on 24th June, Saturday. So we request you, I saw your schedule, you are there in Hyderabad in those weeks. So please come here for a few hours.
Our Sitaram Prabhu told us, the same day there are 3 Rath Yatras, I think.
For some time,
I think next time we have to plan 3-4 months in advance, because Leelanand Prabhu and other people have fixed it. He told me 24th.
Thank you.
But our HTMs members, surely 1 or 2 will come on that day. We have, Sitaram Prabhu brought it to us. 24th, it's in the afternoon, I think.
Afternoon, Saturday. Thank you, please. Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopak Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Ye me swadharma niratasya tapassamadhi Vidyatma yoga vijita bhagavat prasadaha Taneva te madanusevanayavaruddha Drishtim prapashya vitaramya bhayana shokan. This is 3.23.7. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 3.23.7. Ye me swadharma niratasya tapassamadhi Vidyatma yoga vijita bhagavat prasadaha Anevate madanusevanayavaruddha Drishtim prapashya vitaramya bhayana shokan Ye me swadharma niratasya tapassamadhi Vidyatma yoga vijita bhagavat prasadaha Anevate madanusevanayavaruddha Drishtim prapashya vitaramya bhayana shokan. Ye me swadharma niratasya tapassamadhi Vidyatma yoga vijita bhagavat prasadaha Tanevate madanusevanayavaruddha Drishtim prapashya vitaram yabhayana shokan. Eme swadharma niratasya tapassamadhi. Vidyatma yoga vijita bhagavat prasadaha. Anevate madanu sevaraya varuddhan. Drishtem prapashya vitaram yavayana shokan. Matajis? Swadharma niratasya tapassamadhi. Vidyatma yoga vidita bhagavat prasadaha. Thanevate madanu sevanaya varuddhan. Drishtyam prapashya vitaram yavayana shoka. Ye, those which may, by me, swadharma, own religious life, niratasya, fully occupied with, tapaha, in austerity, samadhi, in meditation, vidya, in Krishna consciousness, atma yoga, by fixing the mind, vijitaha, achieved, bhagavat prasadaha, the blessings of the Lord, on them, eva, even, te, by you, mat, to me, anusevanaya, by devoted service, avaruddhan, obtained, drishtim, transcendental vision, prapashya, just see, vitarami, I am giving, abhayan, which are free from fear, ashokan, which are free from lamentation. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Kardama Muni continued, I have achieved the blessings of the Lord in discharging my own religious life of austerity, meditation and Krishna consciousness. Although, he is telling to Devahuti, although you have not yet experienced these achievements which are free from fear and lamentation, I shall offer them all to you because you are engaged in my service. Now, just look at them. I am giving you the transcendental vision to see how nice they are. So Kardama Muni is speaking to his good wife, Devahuti, who assisted him in his devotional service, like a disciple assisting the Guru, and he is completely satisfied with her assistance in his Bhakti Yoga practice. And so two very important points is telling, that I have performed austerity meditation and Krishna conscious education. Tapaha, nirataha, tapaha, vidya and samadhi. Three things he is saying. Tapaha is austerity. Vidya is Krishna conscious education. And samadhi is the spiritual absorption or meditation. So in this way, on one hand we have to get Krishna conscious education, knowledge. Then we should translate that into austerities, like chanting the holy name, rising in the morning and performing devotional services. And then by doing these two things, eventually it leads to spiritual absorption and meditation. And eventually Prabhupada says a person gets a mantra siddhi. By chanting the holy name, one is able to conquer the lower nature. And one's mind becomes posted in the spiritual platform by spiritual absorption. And such a person is very easily able to evade Maya, very easily able to delight in Krishna, and such a person is envisioning the spiritual world, and he is relishing the priceless jewel of Krishna conscious realizations in relation to the Lord. So he is saying that I have got all those things, he is saying. those achievements. But you have not yet experienced those achievements because your guru is on a higher platform and disciple is on a middle platform, lower platform. So your disciple's activities are different, guru's activities are different in the sense that guru is advanced in austerity, meditation and Krishna conscious wisdom. Whereas the disciple is assisting guru by acharan, dasavan, nicho, gurau, sudrida, sauhrida. Disciple is cleaning the ashram, milking the cow, bathing the cow, begging for the alms, or bringing the samit wood. Basically assisting the guru in the Vedic times. And in the modern times, the same activities are translated as, book distribution, Harinam Sankirtan, worshipping the deity, cleaning the ashram, and distributing prasadam, and coming together to study the scriptures, performing chanting and the morning program, all these things. So, although both are doing the same thing, guru or the spiritual master is performing these activities in ecstasy, whereas the small advancement made by the disciple makes the disciple struggle in performing this sadhana, swadhyay, sadachar, in all these areas. Devotee is also trying to copy or imitate as much as he can, but there's a struggle in the neophyte stage. So he is saying that although you have not yet experienced these achievements of fearlessness, abhayan and ashokan, he is saying. Ashokan means freedom from lamentation. Abhayan means freedom from fear. He is saying that you have one very special qualification, he says, because you are engaged in the service of Guru. So now look at them. Then he is displaying the spiritual world. I am giving you the transcendental vision to see how nice they are. So one aspect is the disciple's stature is small, Guru's stature is very great, spiritual stature. But the disciple is connected to Guru through service, and by that service Guru reveals the spiritual world to the disciple. That's the point. Guru reveals the spiritual sublime realizations to the disciple. And this is the method of becoming a realized devotee, and not only by dint of one's technical understanding of the study of the scriptures and gathering of the information, or one's scholarly aptitude in doing sandhi vichhed and understanding the scriptures from a scholarly point of view. So, very important to us it is. So, before we read the purport, I will offer the prayers, because once we enter the purport, I will put full stop in between and elaborate on some of those points. Om ajnanatimirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshuvanmelitam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Pakkada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Many of the devotees have come from different parts of India. Probably you may be coming to Attapur temple for the first time, I believe. Correct? How many of you? Most of them. So you have only heard the news that in Hyderabad, a beautiful new temple has sprung up at Attapur. Thanks to Sitaram Prabhu and other senior devotees like Chaitanya Avatar Prabhu, Satyanandan Hari Prabhu and other devotees here, who are putting up this beautiful temple of Radha Madhava, Jagannath Balsubhadra and Shishi Gaurnitai. So there was one donor, Sriman Mahendra Vijayavargi. So he was coming to Hyderabad temple for almost 20 years, connected. And serious devotee, chanting 16 rounds. And he always had a desire that in my lifetime I should make a temple for Krishna. So generally people used to tell him, why to make a temple? Already there is a which temple. You can just come to temple, worship, chant your holy names and be peaceful, be happy. But at one point of time when Sitaram Prabhu came here, when Sitaram Prabhu connected with him, he encouraged him, yes, you want to have a temple? Yes, you can have a temple. What type of temple you want? And then he cultivated him. At a certain point of time, Mahendra Vijayavargiji came forward and he had a plot of land here. He said, not only I will give the plot of land, I will also develop a temple. How many stories it is? 5 stories? 5-story building. It's almost like, when he began it was almost close to 10 CR, 10 crores. Now eventually more land he gave and more development. I think another 5 more was spent, I think, right? 5 or 6 more crores were spent, I think, is it? Yeah. 7 more crores were spent. So this beautiful temple, I really love this temple for one reason. It's a mini-sized temple. Because 2 big temples sometimes it looks like a big football ground. Not enough devotees to sit. People only come on festival days and fill up the temple. Other days, oftentimes big temples are empty in the morning except a handful of brahmacharis. Whereas this temple is a square-sized temple, medium size, easy to maintain, and also it's like a battalion. Now devotees stay here and take the bombs. What are the bombs? Prabhupada books. Prabhupada books go out, distribute it in the marketplace, do Harinam Sankirtan, Prasadam distribution. Quick to go out, quick to come back, and maintain the temple easily. And they are all doing very well here. They have a bus party, as you all know. They have this Shri Radha Madhava Ki Jai. So you may be knowing TSKP. You know the TSKP YouTube channel? Traveling Sankirtan Party. It's a very famous one. There are millions of people watching it. And we have Ishan Gauranga Prabhu, I think, correct? Ishan Gaur Prabhu. Ishan Gaur Prabhu goes out and boldly he distributes books to many people, and they have taken videos and put up. If any of you haven't seen, you should see that. If you see that channel, immediately you will want to carry books and run out. So they are very dynamic distributors. Sitaram Prabhu personally teaches people how depend on Krishna. Board the bus and go to village. Don't carry rice, don't carry wheat, don't carry gehu, or don't carry any mung dal, nothing. What to do then? He says, just go and distribute books, and through the villages Krishna will send everything you need. Yoga Kshemam. And it has practically happened to them. Wherever they went, the grocery comes, oil comes, sugar comes, ghee comes, everything. So they sometimes go out for a month or 2 months also. They are very vigorous book distributors. Very highly spirited devotees here. I think they have about 15-20 devotees, brahmacharis here, I think, and some more, correct? No? And also some more full-time grihastha devotees like Radhakant Prabhu, you all may be knowing, is a very wonderful devotee. So we have many devotees like that. In all total about 30-40 devotees are here? 35 devotees they have here. So it's a very beautifully running temple. So First of all, I would like to request all of you to appreciate their initiative, enthusiastic initiative, by loudly chanting one Hari Bol. So we all have come to Hyderabad for a 3-day camp, Brahmachari camp. And the first day we have made its auspicious beginning at ISKCON Attapur temple. So afternoon we will go to Shamshabad and see the deity of equality, Murti of equality of Ramanujacharya, huge deity of Ramanuja. We will go to see that today, and then we proceed with a couple of days camp at ISKCON Abid's temple. So where Srila Prabhupada personally visited and installed Sri Radha Madan Mohan 50 years ago. And Radha Madan Mohan and Radha Govindji at Calcutta, they say that they were almost brought at the same time and installed by Prabhupada, and these are the two first deities in India Prabhupada installed. I think first Radha Govind and then Radha Madan Mohan. So, and Prabhupada has come to Hyderabad for 40 days in his preaching. And Prabhupada also made a friendship with Tirupati Devasthanam, TTD people. And he told his devotees that people are very pious in this locality, and our temple should preach pure Vaishnava culture and awaken the people. And later on, His Holiness Achyutananda Swami Maharaj used to do vigorous preaching in Hyderabad. I heard he used to make Pandal programs, 5,000, 10,000 people would come. He would boldly preach and do loud kirtans, making the whole audience dance. He was a very vigorous preacher in those days, in Prabhupada's times. So, that way Hyderabad is a very special place. We have a Prabhupada quarters also in Sri Radha Madan Mohan. You all will see. So, this verse which I am taking today, the beginning verse, is about dedication of Devahuti to her guru and husband, which is Kardama. So, through this, I will highlight on the topic of goal of human form of life. So, let us read the purport. One of you can read it. You can give the mic. Is Kadamakan Prabhu or Sanatandra Prabhu? Anyone is here?
Hare Krishna. Devahuti engaged only in the service of Kardama Muni. She was not supposed to be so advanced in austerity, ecstasy, meditation or Krishna consciousness, but imperceptibly she was sharing her husband's achievements, which she could neither see nor experience. Automatically she achieved these graces of the Lord.
Yeah. See, husband's advancement she also inherited by simply being connected to him and by rendering service to him and by being aligned with him and by pleasing him and satisfying him. So, because her husband was not an ordinary husband, he was a spiritual master and he was a very exalted, pure devotee. If you read about Kardama Muni in the Bhagavatam, you come to understand, he was never skinny or thin by austerities. It is said he was quite healthy looking. How he was healthy looking? Because he got the sidelong glance of Lord Vishnu. That was always on him. So he was healthy, it is said. Just like a child who is fed with either like a Pharax baby or Cerelac baby, we say. You know, Pharax or Cerelac they eat nowadays. Both are same. Okay. So when child eats it, he is like healthy. Similarly, what is the Pharax or Cerelac for a devotee? Lord's glance. If one is under Lord's glance, one is very cheerful and healthy and safe and protected from Maya. So he was very healthy, it is said, Kardama Muni. Another thing said about Kardama Muni is, he performed intense devotional service in the forest to Lord Vishnu, and Vishnu appeared in front of him. And Vishnu cried tears of joy by seeing his austerity. So those tears formed one lake called Bindu Sarovar. That is another glory of him. That means Lord himself is touched by his devotees' bhakti. It's not an ordinary thing. Because Lord is not a person to be easily pleased with. What can you give him? He possesses everything. But something that touches his heart means his heart, to touch this soft heart of the Lord. There is nothing possible other than pure love. So that is Kardama Muni. Not only that, when Kardama Muni wanted to fulfill his duty to his father Brahma by being a Prajapati, he also wanted to ensure that he will not be entangled in the material world. So he made an exit plan during entering the married life. So he decided that I will marry, but after giving one son, as Brahmaji wanted, my father, because Kardamuni was born from the shadow of Brahma, the 10 sons. So one was Manasaputra, like Narada was born from the ears Pulastya was born, from the eyes Atri was born, from the thumb Daksha was born, like that. From the shadow Kardama was born. 10 sons. So Brahma wanted all those 10 sons to assist him in Praja Utpatti. So he was wondering, how can I do both? I want to do Praja Utpatti on one hand, on the other hand I want to be a renounced person. How can I do both? So he decided, better put it on the Lord. He told the Lord that, you gave me a match in such a way that I will be able to please my father Brahma and I will also not get entangled. So Lord became very pleased. He arranged Devahuti to marry Kardamamuni. He told him in 3 days, king of the world will come with his daughter and get her married to you and all that. It happened. So she was also, although she was daughter of the king of the world, she was very austere and she was very devoted to virtue and devotee of God. She could live in the forest and take a lot of austerity. So here the highlight is, although the example looks like husband-wife, the mood of this translation purport is the disciple-guru relationship. That should be highlighted in this. She is the disciple, Kardama is the guru. So how should the disciple win the heart of Guru and attract his mercy and grace? That is the main theme of this. Guru is very advanced and we are not so advanced. But how can we attract his grace? If Guru looks at us sympathetically, then we have a chance to blossom in Krishna consciousness very quickly. So let us read the next para, what he says. Let us read that.
What are the graces of the Lord? It is stated here that the graces of the Lord are abhay, free from fearfulness. In the material world, if someone accumulates $1 million, he is always full of fear because he is always thinking, what if the money is lost? But the benediction of the Lord, Bhagavat Prasada, is never to be lost. It is simply to be enjoyed. There is no question of loss.
Yeah. See, in this world, anything you want to obtain, initially you will see there's a hankering to obtain anything, isn't it? That hankering itself burns our heart. So the nature of hankering is, I want this, I want this, I want this. What is it called? Lust, you call it. And that has a tendency to burn the heart. Dushpurena analena cha, he says. So when we want something material, or when we have an ambition, that ambition burns our heart constantly. And that hankering also makes us lose our sleep. One loses sleep. Day and night one is thinking about that. I want to get that, I want to get that. Then you will also see that when one is, after a lot of hard work, when one gets that object, one gets a little peace for some period of time. But then there is an anxiety of losing that object and protecting that object. So, for example, one has to protect something, there is a fear of losing. Say you purchased a new scooter after a long time, you kept it outside and came in. When you went out, somebody has stolen it. You forgot to lock it. So there is a fear of losing, correct, no? What you obtain. Initially there is a hankering to get it, then there is a fear of losing, isn't it? And also even if one possesses it for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, enormous time is spent in maintaining the things of the world. In this world, anything you possess has to be maintained. You have a house, you have to maintain. You have a wife, you have to maintain. You have a car, you have to maintain. You possess land, 100 acres of land. If you don't go and see, somebody will encroach. Then you have to maintain. So the maintenance takes enormous amount of energy, hard work, we can say, prayas. So each of this is associated with one bad quality. Like hankering causes what I told you? Burning sensation. And then protecting it, Protecting it or not losing it causes fear. You will see that. And maintaining it, hard work, you will see. And in front of your eyes, when you see the thing gradually dwindling and decaying. For example, sometimes the children see their old parents getting older and older, and they feel fear that they should not leave us. When they become 60, 70, 80, you see teeth are gone, eyes have gone inside, body is trembling. So children sometimes fear, oh, mother or father should not leave us and go away. So there is a fear of losing, correct, no? So when the kshaya or the diminution happens, that causes fear also again. That is actually, that causes fear of losing, the prospect of losing, and sadness also. It causes sadness. Like for example, if one had a very beautiful partner, but then the partner's beauty is fading away, will one be happy? One is sad. Alas, how beautiful this person was, now how ugly this person is. So the one becomes sad, isn't it? Yeah. And also in this world, you cannot get any object oftentimes without hurting others. If mosquito has to get his blood, he has to put needle on somebody. Correct or not? Mosquito. He wants to drink his blood, which is his food, but he has to hurt somebody. Now deer has to have his breakfast, but he has to kill the, tiger. Tiger has to cause himsa to deer for him to eat his breakfast, isn't it? You will see. Similarly, if you have to get your job in a company, in the interview, somebody has to not get the job. Therefore you will get, correct, no? Yeah, it's like that. Like one time in marriage bureau, there was one girl and two boys applied. One boy applied in January, one boy applied in April. So the girl was given to the April boy. So the January boy became angry. I applied first. Why he is given? He said, but they speak the same language. Parents wanted the same language and caste, so they went for the second one. So if one boy gets the girl, another boy doesn't get in this world, correct, no? That's the way the material world is. So therefore you have to hurt somebody to get what you want. Whereas in Krishna consciousness you will see, for example, you love Krishna, you want Krishna. Others can also get Krishna. Every gopi got one Krishna. Where? In the Rasa dance. Similarly, 16,000 princesses who came out of the jail of Bhaumasura, they all got one Krishna also. So that means each of us can have our own Krishna. Not that if you get Krishna, I cannot get. Correct, no? Okay, one of you want to dance. So you want to dance in Kirtan. Are others allowed to dance or not? Everybody can dance. That is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. When you achieve Krishna, others don't have to lose Krishna. Whereas in material life, if you got the job, somebody else loses job. If you got the girl, somebody else loses the girl. You will see that. Therefore you have to do himsa in material life. In spiritual life, no himsa at all. You don't have to do himsa at all. Like one time, one devotee had made a plate of prasad. He had made a pulao, kadi, gulab jamun, and puran poli, all these things kept very nicely. And he went to take a bath. So he took a bath and came. At the time one special guest came. So there was no other prasad available. So he took the whole plate and gave it to the guest. And guest didn't know that it is his plate. And guest thought, wonderful, thank you. And then guest ate everything. Now somebody may say, see, even in spiritual life, you saved the plate, now you gave away, you are empty, you may think, correct, no? So, but this was noticed by the head pujari. And the head pujari said, Prabhuji, come with me. And he gave him full Rajabhog plate. So in Krishna consciousness, Radharani is watching, who has a seva mood? If you have a service mood, you give simple prasad, you get bigger prasad. Is it not true? Simply by seeing your attitude. So in spiritual life, magic will happen, such magic will happen. So when Achyuta Mahaprabhu came to Pune, he gave one Sanskrit name for each of these. I'll try to recollect what I told you just now. One is called as Arjan Dosh, means accumulation. When you accumulate, there is a lot of hard work and fear also, anxiety. Then there is a Rakshan Dosh, which means to protect the object which you collected. At that time, protecting, there is a fear of losing it, always. Isn't it? Then there is a Kshaya Dosh, which means the object gradually dwindles, diminishes. So you have sadness, alas, how it was and how it has become now, and things like that. Then there is a bhoga dosh. Bhog se rog hota hai. When you do bhog, when you try to enjoy, like for example, you ate 2 gulab jamuns, you wanted 3 more, you wanted 5 more, you eat 10 gulab jamuns, you get rog next day, correct na? Bhog se rog. When rog happens, and doctor tells you, fast now, and then do some yoga, exercise. Then after bhog, people get rog. When they get rog, what they do? Yoga. After yoga, they get healthy again, bhog again. Bhog, rog, yoga, bhog, rog, yoga. They keep going like that. So that is bhoga dosh. In bhoga dosh, what is the problem? Disease comes by bhoga. And the last one, himsa dosh. By himsa dosh, you also have fear, the person whom you are attacking, they also have fear. Both have fear. So all these things have fear and lamentation mixture, these 5 types of things. You will see that. That's what he is saying. In material world there is always a fear. Like one person in market yard, in Pune, he had big currency notes tied with rubber band. When he was putting the shutter down, he was just taking the money and putting it in his bag like this. And he put the shutter down, and that was noticed by a thief. And the thief came from behind and cut his head, this fellow's head, and snatched the bag and fled in a bike. It happened some 5-6 years ago. That big businessman, because the thief saw the money, he wanted to loot the money. So sometimes people think if you are a rich man, how nice it will be. Yeah, it will be nice, but there is a possibility of head also. How dangerous it is. Similarly, people like to be popular. How many would like to be very popular? Wherever you go, people they click photos. Where they walk with you, the video, wherever you go. It looks something like a very enjoyable thing. But as much popular you are, the danger is also more. Popular people can be taken to task either by ill fame or even their life threat also. So you see that in this world there is always fear. So although one may get something very great, money or other things. But here he says, but the benediction of the Lord Bhagavat Prasad is never to be lost. He is saying, it is simply to be enjoyed. He is saying, read that, there is no question of loss.
There is no question of loss. One simply gains and enjoys gaining. The Bhagavad Gita 2.65 confirms this. When one achieves the grace of the Lord, the result is sarva dukkhanam hani, the destruction of all distresses.
What is it verse? Prasade sarva dukkhanam hani rasyopajayate prasanna cheta shohyashu buddhi paryavatishthate nasti buddhira yuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nacha bhavayata shantir ashantasya kutaha sukham. So he's telling, when one gets Lord's prasad, mercy of the Lord, sarva dukkhanam hani, means all miseries are driven away. He's saying. Prasanna cheta shohyashu means one becomes blissfully situated. These are the 2 results. Miseries are driven away and the devotee is rendered blissful, he's saying. And buddhi also becomes focused. Buddhi is not distracted. One point, just like a lens focusing at a focal point. Like that one is able to focus at the focal point. And what is that focal point? That's the goal of human life. So I'll tell you the 3 goals of human life. Before I forget, I should not miss it in the class. You see, all of you can repeat after me. Broaden your consciousness. Purify the mind. Transform your heart. These are the 3 goals of human life. So, what is broaden the consciousness? Ayam nija paro veti gananam lagu chetasam udara charitanam tu vasudha yeva kutumbakam. This verse says there are 2 types of people. One is like a kupamanduk, like a frog in the well. He only thinks me tutu, like that. Mine, I, me, mine. He thinks like that. Like a frog thinks this is all the world is. Little world he lives in. So similarly in this world everybody thinks my mother, father, my brother, sister, my family members. And many people shamelessly, they even take the garbage from here and throw it in the next compound. Because they think next compound is not my compound. I can throw it. Imagine the girl living in the next compound becomes his wife tomorrow. Will he throw it like that? It can happen or not? It can happen. Then they will decide, now we will not throw in their house, then the next house we will throw. Isn't it? So, therefore, then once consciousness expands, okay, we are not only this much, we are this and that house also. Later on, my caste people, my caste, or people who speak my language, or my state people, or my country people, gradually the consciousness becomes broader. Similarly, when you are living in ISKCON also, one may think like that. They are educated devotees, we are uneducated devotees. These are white-collar manager devotees, we are simple running around devotees. One may think like that. Or the one may think Indian devotees, Western devotees. Or we are Prabhujis, they are Matajis. Isn't it? So we may do such kinds of what do you call it? Pakshapat. Like that. So when we do Pakshapat, what generally happens is, we favor one party and we, ill-treat the other party. So by doing that type of favoritism, there is a clash even in a religious society also, many times, this kind of favoritism. Because one is not able to broaden one's consciousness to see all people are Prabhupada's followers, isn't it? Everybody ultimately is faithfully following Srila Prabhupada through his books, through his teachings, through the different temples. Similarly, we can have another type of thing also. We can say that we are ISKCON and they are Gaudiya Math. We are ISKCON and they are Akshay Patra. Correct, no? Now you may say, hey, is there difference or no difference? Yes, there is difference. At the same time, even if there is difference, how do we treat one another? Correct, no? So, therefore you will see that there were two friends who were Christians. They met in the train. So one fellow asked, you are Christian? Yes, I am also Christian, he said. And then he said, oh, you are Roman Catholic or Protestant? He said. So I am Protestant. He said, oh, really? I am also Protestant. Then he said, you are, which one? You are 1931 Evangelist Church or 1936 Evangelist Church? He said, I am 1936. He said, oh, you are my enemy. He said, because I am 1931. We have some differences. He said. So in this way you will see that as you see there are many things in common. For example, Gaudiya Sampradaya is very big. In that there is Gaudiya Math. There are other people, different divisions may be there, and we are also Gaudiya only in the same tree, Chaitanya tree. We should respect others. We may not associate with all, but we have to respect all. Because why we may not associate? Because sometimes some another group may not be mature. They may blaspheme. Say for example, when we are talking about another group who blasphemes the Guru system, we may not associate. But we have to see anybody who is trying to chant the holy name is a Vaishnava, he deserves to be respected. If you can respect an ant, can't we respect them? We respect ant or not? You crush the ant? No. Similarly, we can respect everybody. So, there are, like for example, we know the soul resides in all the bodies. But you don't go and embrace a tiger. You are also soul, I am soul, come let's embrace. You don't embrace. You will keep a distance. But you know that there is soul present in all the bodies. So, that's what we call as Pandita Samadarshana. So that Pandita Samadarshana, that is broadening consciousness. It expands to a stage where the famous statement Prabhupada says, love God, love all. Repeat. Love God, love all. That is the broadest consciousness, biggest consciousness. The whole world becomes your family. And all living beings become children of God, you understand. And Krishna is 14.4, Aham Bija Pradapita. Krishna is a father, we all are his children, everybody is related to me. Sometimes even in a family, your brother may not be properly situated. Like sometimes there's a mad brother. You know mad brother? Sometimes some children are mentally retarded. You don't treat them normally like you treat everybody. You may give them some special treatment. At the same time, you don't hate them. Correct? Huh? Similarly, in God's creation, all living beings are his children. So this is broad consciousness. This is one meaning of broad consciousness. Another meaning of broadening consciousness is not to get stuck in the little world in which we are doing services and not consider the ultimate goal of life. For example, say somebody is playing, a child is playing with sand in an ocean beach, making a sand castle, making hole, making window like a mahal, like Raj Mahal type of thing it's making. We all have done it, isn't it? Two things can happen. Either the ocean waves can come and smash it, correct or not, isn't it? Or the child may be intelligent not to make it near the ocean waves, it may make it little away from that. Still, when it gets dark, the parents may come and say, "Beta, it's getting dark now, come let's go home." Then he has to leave it and go. Isn't it? Similarly, in our life, sometimes somebody is coming up with something, but Maya Devi throws sand in that idea. When you may be just 30, 40, you came up with one brilliant plan, Maya Devi smashed it sometimes, and we become broken-hearted. Or your plans were not finished, but your death came. At that time, you dust the hand and go with the Lord wherever He calls you. Ultimately, death is the separating sword of time. Everybody has to leave and go. Everybody has created something in this world. Somebody has written a book, somebody has been preaching, somebody has been a cook, somebody has been a pujari, somebody has been a book distributor, somebody has been this, somebody has been that. Everybody is in that world of seva they're doing. But a certain stage will come when Krishna will call us, and we have to be willing to change the situation, leave and go. So there is a little world which is the world of sandcastle building. In this world you will see many people are dreaming. They have dream job, they have dream business, they have a dream house, they have a dream girl, dream this, dream that. Correct or not? Isn't it? So many times those dreams may be smashed by time, or the dreams may be forgotten when you leave the body and go to next situation. So is the child's connection with the ocean beach or with the parents? Parents. Connection with ocean beach is one evening. Connection with parents is lifelong. Similarly, our connection is with Radha and Krishna, divine couple. And our connection to this world is temporary. So this is also a broadening consciousness. Understanding. Any devotee who thinks, I belong to the spiritual world, I am part and parcel of Krishna, and Krishna has given me my guru to guide me how to do bhakti, and I don't have much connection with this world. Here I stay for a short time. Such a devotee will never quarrel with other devotees unnecessarily, because he knows he is building one sandcastle, I am building another. You smash his, he smashes yours. Ultimately both will be smashed. And you have to go back. You can't remain in the seashore. So that is broadening consciousness. Give up the puny, frog-like consciousness. Prabhupada called the scientists as frogs. Like a frog, there are two frogs. One is a frog from Atlantic. Another frog is frog from the well. When the Atlantic frog came and saw the well, the other frog living in the well asked, "Hey, my dear frog, where have you come from?" He said, "Atlantic." "How big it is?" "Is it the same size like my well?" He said, "Come on, what are you talking? It's much bigger. Maybe 2 times? Maybe 3 times? He said, No, thousands of times, he said. But the frog said, No, that's impossible. How can such a big well exist? So Prabhupada said, this is the Kupamanduk, like a small frog. Similarly, scientists cannot even fathom one Brahmanda, and what to speak of Anantakoti Brahmanda. Their consciousness is very narrow. So Prabhupada said, Udaradhi. Dhi means intelligence. Udaradhi means broad intelligence. Therefore, Maha-Atma, not Duratma. Mahatmanastu Mampartha. That is broad intelligence he has. So, one time Prabhupada told this Tamal Krishna Maharaj, when he was in LA, Maharaj actually was complaining to Prabhupada that one devotee is not doing something properly. He was very upset. And Prabhupada, seeing his upsetness, he told him that, you see, Lord Vishnu is producing millions of universes from his body. And for millions of years it takes for them to expand and go into his body. And each Brahmanda has many planetary systems. There are 14 planetary systems here. There's a Bhuloka, innumerable continents. And then there is one country called America. And there is one city called LA, Los Angeles, isn't it? And in that city there is one small temple. And in that small temple there is one small room. And in that small room he is sitting Tamal, like that Prabhupada said. And then Prabhupada said, think about it. So Prabhupada helped him to appreciate the point of how great is Lord's creation. Don't be caught up in the small petty problems of your life, fighting with one another, like children fighting at the seashore. Your life is not with the seashore, it's with your parents. So that is broadening consciousness. Second thing is purifying the mind. So what is the mind to be purified of? Oftentimes we say Kama, Krodha, Madalobha, Moha, Matsarya, we say 6 things we say. Jita Shad Gunanam, it is said. Or Vijita Shad Guna, that's one of the 26 qualities of a Vaishnava, Vijita Shad Guna. But all these 6 which we say, there is only one mool, one root from where all of them sprout. For example, if you see, when lust is not satisfied, it becomes anger. When lust is satisfied, it becomes greed. You will always see that. Like you give a child 2 gems, you give, he will eat it. And he will say, can I get 2 more? You give 2 more. Will he be satisfied? 4 more? Will you give the whole packet? He will ask for more and more. So when lust is satisfied, it turns into, I want more, I want more, I want more. When lust is not satisfied, it turns into anger. Which means lust is a source of anger and greed. You can see that. And greed also, sometimes you find a person becomes very successful in life, probably due to Purva Janma, Arjita Punyam, Agre Davati, Shastras say, by his Purva Janma Punya, whatever he touches turns into gold. There are some people like that. Cut, they expand in business. Like Prabhupada was telling, in Calcutta, one boy, he saw one dead rat on the road. He picked it up and gave it in municipality. They gave him 2 rupees. In those days, during plague days, if you give a rat, you will get 2 rupees. With that, he purchased groundnuts. And then he sold it and made it into 4 rupees. Then he started selling puffed rice, chipped rice, groundnuts, like that, patana, many other things he started selling like that. Then gradually corn, like that here. And then gradually increased the money. Within a year or 2, he gradually started accumulating so much money. He opened a shop, grocery shop. He opened. Eventually he grew in grocery business so much that now there are 20-25 shops of the same fellow in Calcutta. Long shop with huge amount of grocery. They have monopoly in grocery field, this fellow. But he started with what? Just one dead rat. So Prabhupada says that there are intelligent people who have done that and their destiny also favors them, like that. But when one, whatever you decide, if it is fulfilled, then greed is also satisfied more and more and more. I want this, I want this, I want this, everything fulfilled. Then what happens? Pride. One gets very proud. When you see people ahead of you, you feel envy. When you see people below you, you feel pride. You feel. That means ultimately everything starts with only one thing. What is it? Lust, yeah. So, in transistor we have this antenna, you've seen that? If you push it, finally there is only one thing. If you pull it out, everything comes out. Similarly, when you push all these 6 items into one into other, finally you will find only lust. Lust is the only thing. So, that lust has to be purified and replaced with love. So, that is actually purification of the heart. Tada rajas tamo bhava kama lobha dayaschaye chetaye tairana vidham stitam satve prasidati. See, kama lobha adayasya he is saying. Adaya means other things. Kama and lobha he is saying. and lust and greed. These are the impurities in the mind. Now, why should we clean these impurities? Or conversely, we can ask, if we don't clean our mind, what will happen? See, unclean place is not liked by anybody. Imagine in this hall, if there is a dal particle, rice and sabji lying, you come running and it sticks to your feet, will you be happy? You feel uneasy immediately. People have eaten, it's not cleansed. After people eat, you throw water and you use a wiper and put on the fan, dry it, and only then the next batch should sit. Sometimes people keep sitting one batch after another, same place, isn't it? Sticky place. So in the same manner, our mind also, if it is having sticky substances like lust, anger, greed, all these things, it makes a person look ugly. You can easily see that if a devotee is a very little attached devotee, his behavior itself you can see, it will cause uneasiness to other people. Because he doesn't take others' opinion. He pushes his opinion on others because attached devotee. And if he's angry devotee, for little things he will become angry. You will see that. If he's a greedy devotee, he will tend to usurp other people's things also. You will see that. Like one time I saw, we were sitting in a car and the car got full already. So one devotee came and asked the other devotee, Prabhu, is there a place? He said, Prabhu, there is no place. The car is full now, he said. And then he said, but okay Prabhu, it's all right. But Prabhu, your clothes are lying there in this thing and rain is going to come, he said. So then the devotee sitting in the car got out and went to pick his clothes. At that time he sat in his place. And the devotee came back after folding the clothes. This devotee saying, Prabhuji, now I have already said what I should do, he's asking. And that devotee said, okay Prabhu, if you want to go, you can go. So greedy means we tend to override others, take others' rights and override others. And we look like ugly devotee. Is it a beautiful devotee? If you usurp others, that is greed. One should not do that. Everyone should be given the rights to live, rights to use things, whatever is allotted for them. Yeah. So a lusty or a greedy or an angry person is neither can he be happy nor others can be happy around that devotee. So these are unclean things in our heart. You can see when Dhruva Maharaj was greedy for the kingdom, he looked very ugly. How? His lips were quivering and eyes were bloodshot. He was hissing like a snake, as if a snake is, trampled upon by a boots, like that. But when he went to forest and met Lord Vishnu, he became such a sweet devotee. His greed was gone. And then Dhruva offered namaskar to stepmother, Suruchi also. Just see how it was. So, these impurities we all can observe ourselves in our heart. Brahmachari actually should treat every woman as a mother. Women are not enjoyable objects for a brahmachari. One should not even delight in enjoying and talking to a woman if one is a brahmachari. Brahmachari should treat a woman as a mother. Prabhupada writes in the 16th chapter, 1 to 7 verses, Swadhyaya, under that Prabhupada writes, brahmachari has no business with a woman, he says. At the same time, our ISKCON society is not against a man marrying a woman and living as ideal grihastha. Correct, no? But if a man becomes lusty for a woman, attracted to a woman, then his focus on Krishna's lotus feet is lost. He becomes distracted. Instead of running after Krishna, he is running after a woman. And his life is spoiled. Yeah. So therefore lust, anger, greed. Similarly, you become angry on somebody, your whole mind and body will be polluted. That whole day gets, spoiled. How many of you experience you became angry with some devotee and the whole day you couldn't do things properly, correct? No? You will have experience. So these are contaminating agents. What is the opposite of anger? Peaceful. Opposite of lust is love. Opposite of greed is satisfaction. So that leads us to the third goal, which is transform the heart. Transformation of heart is actually the goal of all education. All education. We have transformed. See, crying Arjuna became confident Arjuna at the end of Gita. Isn't it? Cruel Mrigari became compassionate Mrigari after that. Arrogant Rahugana became humble Rahugana. You will see that, correct? attached Dhritarashtra became detached Dhritarashtra subsequently. When Vidura preached to him, you will see that. Similarly, envious Dhruva, he became submissive Dhruva after that. He bowed down to his stepmother also. Angry Prithu became friendly Prithu with Indra. So all this you find, these are all called transformation of heart. The ultimate transformation of heart is what? Karishye Vachanam Tava. Obedience to the Supreme Lord, alignment with His will is the ultimate transformation. In the beginning, Arjuna refused to cooperate with Krishna's plan in the beginning, so he was crying. In the end, Arjuna agreed to cooperate with Krishna. This is the heart transformation. So what are the three things I told you? Broadening our consciousness, purifying our mind, transforming our heart. Yeah. So how do we broaden our consciousness? By associating with devotees. Because the more you associate with advanced pure devotees, they will help us to lift our vision. We always are stooped in Kupamundu consciousness. So they will help us to see broadly. They are not narrow-minded, they are Mahatma. So pure association helps in that. Like Prabhupada, he went to America, he didn't see, I am Indian and these guys are American. Or I am clean and pure devotee, they are unclean, sinful fellows. He didn't see like that. He saw everybody is fit for receiving the holy name. So by associating with him, they also became exalted, isn't it? So that is, and how do we purify the mind? By chanting the holy name. Cheto darpanamadyanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam. You say, no? So cheto darpanamadyanam, that cleanses the mind. The mirror of the mind is cleansed by the chanting of the holy name. Because chanting of the holy name should be accompanied by a certain type of consciousness. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Anadi karma phale padiba varnava jale tharivarenade ki upay. If a devotee feels that I am fallen into this ocean of birth and death, I have no upay to get out of this. Oh Lord Krishna, please purify me, please pick me up, accept me, keep me with you, engage me in your service. That is the mood in which we should chant the holy name. So, like he says, Hari Hari Vifale Janam Gavaino Manushya Janama Paya Radha Krishna Navajiya Janiya Shuniya Visha Khainu. See, two words he's saying, Janiya, Shunya. I've heard from the Shunya means scriptures. Scriptures say that one should, fix one's mind on the goal of human life, going back to God. But I heard about it, still I am lethargic. I know very well, I have heard from the scriptures, I have seen people suffering in this world without Krishna, but I am a determined thief. I am refusing to Ratina Janvilo Kenetai. So these kind of prayers teach us how to pray while chanting the holy name. So then there can be a cleansing of the mind in Namabhas. Namabhas is the cleansing stage, not Aparadhanam stage. Namabhas, Niraparadhanam. Niraparadhanam aloile Pabe Trayamada. So that was the second thing. What is the third thing I said? Transformation of heart. So how does the transformation of heart come? According to Chanakya, heart cannot be transformed. He says that a person born with certain quality, that is like a dog's tail, he says. Like a dog's tail, if you put in a pipe, after 10 years you take it out, it will go like this. You have seen that? It's not going to become straight. You can't straighten a dog's tail, he says. And also he says, no matter how much water you throw, the buttocks keep on releasing dirty things. Like that he says. Very dirty example, isn't it? So he says that Swabhav badalta nahi, he is saying. You cannot change Swabhav of people. But in Bhagavatam, 11th canto, Krishna says, Swabhava Vijayam Shauryaha, he says. Conquering your lower nature is real heroism, Krishna is saying. And Sanatana Goswami says, you can completely change your habits, he says. How? Not on a material platform, but on a spiritual platform. Like by chanting the holy name. Yata kanchanatam jati kamsyam rasa vidanataha tata diksha vidanena dvijatvam jayate nrinam. This verse says, Diksha. Di means divyam jnanam. Yato dadyat. Ksha means kuryat papasya sankshayam. When Guru gives you divya jnana and then he destroys your sinful reactions and you chant the holy name, then you can have a change of heart. He gives example of the soft iron core. You put it in an alchemy solution, it turns into gold. Yeah, iron turns into gold when put in the alchemy solution. Like that, we are that iron piece, or our heart is like that iron piece. You dip it in the holy name syrup. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. So then a person transforms. And the proof is, most recent proof is hippies, 50 years ago. And 500 years ago, another proof is Jagai Madai. Correct? Isn't it? And thousands of years ago, you have Valmiki and many others. So the holy name has transformed the heart of people. Holy name and holy fame. Raghunath Das, our Rahugana king, he heard from Jadabharata and that transformed his heart. Bhagavad Gita was heard by Arjuna, that transformed his heart. Hearing spiritual instruction and chanting the holy name can transform the heart, it's possible. So we are all born at this point, we die at this point. So Prabhupada says, at this point, whatever svabhava you are carrying, it is the same svabhava what you had at the last point of last life. That comes. Like if I was an angry man, here also I'll be angry man. But between here to here, this is the time allotted for you to bring about the transformation, change. Say, if somebody was an angry man, he should become a peaceful man. Somebody is a selfish man, should become a selfless person. Somebody is a greedy person, should become a satisfied person. Somebody is a rigid person, somebody is rigid like a brittle bottle. You put the bottle down, clang, just breaks. So you should become like a Bisleri bottle. You should become flexible. So all this change of heart can come by Krishna consciousness only. No, materially you cannot change a person. Materially the fellow remains the same. Like one fellow came to me, he had developed some vengeance towards another person. He said, I am not able to forget it. Repeatedly the thought is coming in my mind. I understand that, we all say that, forgive, forget and be friendly. I superficially forgive, but inside the heart, that hatred is not going away. And that hatred can only be removed by holy name and the holy fame of the Lord. So, these three transformations, the transformation of heart, purification of mind, broadening of consciousness. So, this is the purpose of all education. And if education doesn't do this kind of thing, it is simply superficial information. It doesn't help. So, as brahmacharis, for example, we are joining the temple. Somebody may say, I am a senior devotee, I have spent many years. So, how enthusiastic we are in our spiritual practices and spiritual services. So we have to see that whether these three things we are trying to do. So are we becoming a mature senior devotee that we can accommodate everybody into our fold and be friendly with all? You don't do any pakshapat, my guru's disciple, another guru's disciple, or my department man, another department man. He is my follower, he is that fellow's follower. So can we give up our enmity and accommodate everybody? That is broadening consciousness. Similarly, we all have come with so many anarthas in this lifetime. So are we cleansing those anarthas? Are those anarthas increasing? Are they decreasing? So like Dhruva Maharaj had one anartha with which he went to forest. When he returned from the forest, that anartha was gone. Correct, no? So that impurity was gone from the heart, isn't it? Ajamila had terrible impurity when Vishnudutta saved him from Yamapash. But then after 12 years, what happened to Ajamila? He replaced lust with love. And how do you know that? What is the proof? Vaikuntha plane came to take him. Otherwise it would not have come, if he remained the same. He says, 12 years I have practiced, but the heart is same. Then how will Vaikuntha plane come? Correct, no? He got transformed, surely. So, we also can check, do a survey of our heart. Or what is happening with my anarthas when I came to Krishna consciousness and I am spending year after year. Is there a change of heart, broadening of consciousness, purification of impurities? At least we should be struggling and we should be working in the right direction. Then one becomes, we will conclude with this. Here you will see this next paragraph is very important. You can read this one. Same thing, I told you these things now. I can read this one. What are the graces of the Lord?
What are the graces of the Lord? It is stated here that the graces of Lord are abhay, free from fearfulness. In the material world, if someone accumulates $1 million, he is always full of fear because he is always thinking, what if money is lost? But the benediction of Lord Bhagavad Prasada is never to be lost.
Yeah, now even in devotee communities, if I am not a mature and purified devotee, even I can have fear also. Now what type of fears we get? Oh, I am afraid they will change my service. Instead of this service I like, they may give me another service. Also there is a fear, oh, it seems authority is going to change. Sometimes authority changes. Some good authority was there who was according to your liking and you very nicely served him and he also was very happy with you. So the relationship is forming now 3-4 years. Suddenly authority changes. Then you wonder, an authority is just the opposite fellow. And he doesn't like your style. It becomes a problem. So you fear that authority will change, fear that service will change. Also you fear that, hey, this fellow came at the same time as me to Krishna consciousness. Now he is getting so much appreciation, so much big service and so much fame. And I am not so popular as he. Mera kya hoga? That kind of fear can come also. All these fears are due to material outlook to life. But if a devotee is doing spiritual life properly and this goal of life is achieved, then that devotee is very peaceful. Because he knows that, developing taste for the holy name, developing taste for hearing the Vyasadeva Katha Ruchi, developing that, and then not offending the devotees, not offending the holy name, and fixed in devotional service, and pleasing the spiritual master. These are the things which are very vital. If you are doing that, you are already nicely situated. You don't have to fear anything. So therefore, if we become more and more blessed, the Bhagavad Prasada will come. Read further. It is simply to be enjoyed. And then
it is.
We read all the.
Yes.
After devotional life begins.
After devotional life begins, we can achieve the full result of love of Godhead. Love of Krishna is the highest perfection of Bhagavad Prasad or divine mercy. This transcendental achievement is so greatly valuable that no material happiness can compare to it. Prabodhanand Saraswati said that one who achieves the grace of Lord Chaitanya becomes so great that he does not care a fig even for the demigods. He thinks monism is hellish. He easily achieves the perfection of controlling the senses and he regards description of heavenly pleasures as no more than stories. Actually, there is no comparison between material happiness and transcendental happiness. By the grace of Kardam Muni, Devahuti experienced actual realization simply by serving. We get a similar example in life of Narad Muni.
Yeah, we can easily see a devotee who is spiritually advanced and a devotee who is spiritually stunted. A devotee who is spiritually stunted will have envy for others, will make unhealthy comparisons, will try to choke the juniors and keep them within his grip. He will become very possessive and he will also fear that somebody will overtake him, somebody will take away his privileges and things like that. And he will always be looking for some material frills and privileges, even in the devotional organization. And these are visibly seen in oneself and in others also, if they are present. These are anarthas. And one is more eager to impress the people than inspire them. Like one wants to appear as saintly, more saintly than being truly saintly. So these are all anarthas. So these anarthas are due to lack of spiritual advancement. And also hooking on to temporary achievements. Yeah. Yes. Go ahead.
We get a similar example in the life of Narad Muni. In his previous life, Narad was maid servant's son, but his mother was engaged in the service of great devotees. He got the opportunity to serve the devotees, and simply by eating the remnants of their foodstuff and carrying out their orders, he became so elevated that in his next life, he became the great personality Narada. For spiritual achievement, the easiest path is to take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and to serve him with heart and soul. That is the secret of success.
See, this is one thing, I get a lot of emails. People say that, Prabhu, I have taken Diksha, but I don't know how to please the spiritual master. Spiritual master is not able to tell me what I should do because he is super busy and he is a very big man and he has thousands of disciples. I don't get direct instruction. And how to serve him with my heart and soul. I love him very much in my heart, I have respect for him, but how to serve him, I don't know. So I always tell such devotees whenever I get an email, see, whoever he has put you under, the local temple, wherever you are in, go to the authorities, make an effort to please them, satisfy them. But the next question, obviously many will say that, Prabhu, the local authority, he doesn't understand my plans, my ideas, my desires. He's not a pure devotee. He himself is a struggling sadhaka. I know many of his deficiencies. So then what happens? Such people are most unhappy people. For the local authority, they don't have respect. And the pure devotee spiritual master is far away, they have no access. So that way, neither access there, no respect here. They are like in between, like Trishanku. They are not able to make any progress. So, what spiritual master expects us is don't become a burden on my shoulder. Wherever you are put, you subdue your lower nature. Like control your senses, control your mind, and cooperate with the local authorities locally. And they give you services, do it and win their heart. And you should bring a good name for me. Like that Guru thinks. So when Guru comes to any temple, he asks the managers, leaders, how is this disciple of mine doing? If the leaders give a very good name, oh, he is so good, we are very happy with him. Then Guru is pleased. Yasa prasadad, bhagat prasado. As simple as that it is. See, demigods were told by Lord Vishnu to subdue their lust and anger and greed and fear, correct? In that Samudramantan Leela. They subdued it. So we also have to learn to subdue those lower natures and render service peacefully. Then Guru will be pleased. Otherwise, if you keep waiting that one day Guru will come and give you instruction, Guru is all the time traveling, very difficult to get. Like one boy told me, Prabhuji, I see Guru on the altar only. Other times I see him on the Vyasadeva far away. Nobody allows me to come anywhere near. I just want one instruction from him, but nobody lets me go anywhere near. So that is a challenge for many. So therefore, the secret of success is to please the Guru. How do you please? So everybody is, like for example, Jiva Goswami had 3 Shiksha disciples who were disciples of different Gurus. So they served the instructions given nicely, and then they all won the heart of that Guru. Correct, no? In whichever situation you are put, you should try to please the juniors, your equals, your seniors, Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas. You try to please. Don't hurt anybody unnecessarily. Try to understand their expectations and fulfill it, and try to be pliable, moldable like a gymnast. Gymnast can bend. And then by rendering service and pleasing them, it's called a brujyo stigdasya shishyasya guruvo mukyamapita. If we are gentle and we are pleased the spiritual master, we advance very fast. Therefore, then he's quoting that Yasa Prasadat is quoting. By serving a devotee husband, devotee shared in his achievements. Similarly, a sincere disciple, simply by serving a bona fide Guru, can achieve all the mercy of the Lord and the spiritual master simultaneously. Srila Prabhupada ki. 5 minutes I can take a question? 5 minutes? Anybody? All right? Yes. Let 2 hands up here. Yeah, okay. Okay. Vishnu Tattva Prabhu. Mic is on?
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for a wonderful enlightening class. Prabhuji, what is the symptoms we can see in a devotee who has received the grace of spiritual master?
Yeah. See, two symptoms are given in this verse. Abhayan, Ashokan. He has no fear at all. And I gave you some examples of the fear. Oh, my authority should not change. Oh, my service should not change. My temple should not change. Sometimes you are even sent to another temple also. Isn't it? Or they should not tell me that whatever money I am collecting for my service should be deposited in the temple. People of fear also. I want to keep it for my service. If authority takes away that money, mera kya hoga? There's fear. And also, my future, when will, whether this room, I wanted this room for my office, I think they are thinking of giving it to somebody else. If I don't get, then where will I sit? So I don't have a place. So these are all fears that a devotee gets. So a devotee knows that Krishna is in control. If I deserve it, Krishna will give me. And if Krishna doesn't give me, it doesn't belong to me. It's not for me. So Abhayan, free from fear. And Ashokan means he doesn't lament for any loss that comes his way. There will be some losses, correct now? Yeah. So whatever losses may come in his life, failures may come, he doesn't become bogged down by them. He doesn't feel that, people will say I'm useless, or people will, what will happen to my reputation. Many times people fear about their loss. For example, Arjuna was lamenting in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, you find, correct, no? Because he was not taking Krishna into account. He was thinking about my loss and gain. He was thinking in the beginning. Later on, he understood in that verse, Kimno Rajyana Govinda Kimbogar Jivitena va. Fully Arjuna is considering his plus minus. He doesn't care about Krishna. But later he included Krishna in his account. And then Karishye Vachanamata, he said. So, in spiritual life also, sometimes your superior tells you that, Prabhu, we want you to go to that particular small project and start developing. He may say, Prabhu, in this temple I have a first class room, nice room is here. I have a nice office also. My service is fixed. And I have my 200 people following me in this locality. You are telling me to leave this and go to some unknown place, and there's a strange place, only a small unit center, and nothing is developed there. Last 4 years of my hard work is now lost. You are sending me there. Some people ask like that. That means he is considering from whose point of view? His own point of view. Now, what is the leader's understanding? See, you are a very good, what they say, no? One who does a startup, one who does starting and break. What breaker they call it? Not breakthrough, huh? Not icebreaker. See, the breaker who actually creates the initial opening. Huh? Huh? Yeah? Yeah, actually breakthrough is another word. Pioneer, okay, you can say pioneer. Actually, see, you have done this here for 4 years. Now somebody, see, there are one type of devotees who can create a new entry in a place. And they are very good in breaking through the problem of the place and then creating a setup. That they are very good at it. But the other people are good in maintaining. You make something and give, they will nicely maintain. But this fellow will not maintain well. He will only, yeah. So, in the leader finds that you start here, you start here, you start here. 5 places you start and give it to 5 devotees. And that your movement will expand. But he says that, I opened this, last 4 years I am learning, so I only want to keep it with me. Like that he feels. So, therefore, we are seeing from ground level and seniors are seeing from helicopter. They can see a better vision. So, we should have faith. So, therefore, we should neither lament nor have fear. Because everything is orchestrated by Krishna, he is watching from the top. One devotee was asking me, Prabhu, Krishna is there, it's all right. At the same time, Prabhu, we have to be a little shrewd also in this moment. Because, if you are too much timid and too much simple, anybody will climb on our head. Like that he was telling. Is it correct? No. That means he has more faith in his own expertise than in Krishna. And these are the fellows who are always fearful. They are fearful and they are lamenting. We should do our part, whatever my duties are, but ultimately we should be ready for anything. See, dedication means any service, anything, anywhere, anytime. That is dedication, isn't it? We are soldiers. So, what are the symptoms of a devotee who has received the mercy? Abhayana Shokan, this is the main thing that is said here. The devotee has become carefree, he is cheerful, and he is fixed in the goal of life. And also the three other things I told you for goal of life. What are they? I told you. Purify the mind, transform the heart, broaden our consciousness. If a devotee is doing these things, he is rightly situated. Huh? Yeah, here two hands were up. Yes, Prabhu. Give the mic to him. It's coming. Mic is coming to you. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for very wonderfully putting up the three goals of life. That we should broaden our consciousness, we should transform our heart, and we should purify the mind. Very nicely. So I had two questions related to this. I'll put one by one. The first question that I wanted to ask Prabhuji is, sometimes what happens is we have a chance, an opportunity to behave like a person with broad consciousness, or a person I'll take one example only. We have an opportunity to behave as though we have a broad consciousness, or admit the reality, I don't have a broad consciousness, I am having a very poor consciousness. So should we go for, when exactly should we display the broad consciousness, or when should we actually put the blunt reality in front?
So if you read the fourth canto, Prithu Maharaj, divided the world into places like where there were rivers, where there were mountains. So he set the boundaries for people. So in that area only they should rule. Like that he divided. Now dividing the world may be considered as narrow-minded consciousness. But why he did that? Conditioned souls are used to having their own possession, their own area to rule. Like I heard that Gir forest in Gujarat, the lions tear one another's body and the population of lions reduces. They kill one another. So what they have done now, they have made area for the lions and put fence. See, you are a Raja in this area only, and you don't go there. And other area, one more Raja there, one more lion. They made marking like that. In the same manner, Prithu Maharaj marked areas and gave it to some tribals, one area, some people another area like that, and that kind of marking is good. Say you have to work with another devotee in the same locality, for example. And like the same city, there are 3-4 temples. It is good to make a plan, policy, that if we meet a donor, he may belong to my temple or your temple. What do we do? Correct, no? If we get some land close to your temple, then I'll give it to you. If it is close to our temple, you can give it to me. And so some kind of policies are framed so that we can avoid quarrel between the devotees. Because everybody is not in a very pure platform where they will be like Yudhishthira Maharaj, take everything and give me 5 villages, They will not be like that. So, therefore the organization means policies come into place. At the same time, we have to broaden our consciousness in the long run. Like for example, I remember in one hostel, one college, 2 groups were supposed to preach. One group was telling other group, you don't come to college only, don't come here. Don't put your foot here. We have decided to preach here. So I was telling, both of you preach, it's a big college. They said, no, Prabhu, in the first year only 300 boys are there. How can we divide such a small number? Then I told them, okay, you take first year one year, next year they can take first year. So when they are taking first year, you follow second, third, fourth year. Then they agreed for that. But what I am saying is, we have to come up with a way by which Prabhupada will be success. We have to make him success. In the course of we fighting with one another, now Prabhupada doesn't get the result. Just like 2 Shishyas were pinching the Guru's feet. And Guru was jumping up. He said, are you serving me or pinching me? Isn't it? So, this narrow-minded consciousness causes a lot of damage to ISKCON, many places. It's a very unfortunate thing. Therefore I said, like there is one person who has got some area and he's not doing anything, that whole area. So there are many people in the neighborhood places, they are ready to come and help. They told, you be authority, but to allow us to do something. And you let us share the results. He says, no, nothing. He says, don't come at all. And almost 25 years have passed, nothing is happening in that area. That's a narrow-minded area, consciousness. Just like a dog got a nariyal, a coconut. He also didn't know how to open it. He will not allow anyone to open and give him the... One farmer told him, I'll give you the coconut, I'll drink coconut juice. Is it all right? He said, don't come near. And the dog was biting the fiber. He couldn't do anything. So there are some people like that. Still we respect his ownership. We don't interfere anywhere. Unless... therefore the leader should have broad consciousness. They should be able to see win-win. Win-win means, okay, I don't have any manpower to preach, you preach here, and you give some of the preached people to us. We also take and you take. That's a broad consciousness. So if every leader develops that abundance mentality, our society will go to very great heights. It will shoot up very fastly. Actually, another thing that makes a society grow very fast, they will not follow. Obeisance is only for naam ke vaste. But behind the back, they will make their own plan. And I don't want to follow. Then what happens? It's like nullifying our, energies. He's doing here, he's going there, he's going there, he's going there. Nothing much happens. You will see that. If something very tangible has to happen, everyone, like an army, you see, there's alignment. Everybody works together. Then things expand very fast. So one is alignment, I said. Another thing is broad-minded approach. Correct, no? So these things help us to expand things very fast. For example, a leader is telling two subordinates, hey, come here. Prabhu, you be the leader and you be the cook. Both of you go to that center and start a center in their college. This fellow says, Prabhu, we both joined at the same time. We are from the same college. He will be manager and I will be cook. I want to be manager, if he says. Then the leader says, you are very good in cooking, Prabhu. Prasadam you make very well. But you have not preached, you have not managed the center. The other fellow has managed the center. Why don't you cooperate? He says, no, I will go to another college. Then these two guys go to both colleges, both places no preaching. Zero, big zero after 1 year. If they work together, they would have met so many devotees. But people, so he has the pride of being a engineer and in the same class, I am qualified man. So this is how our society can suffer due to prejudice, due to false pride, due to independent mentality, and disrespect for the leadership. All these things. And so what is broad-mindedness? Broad-mindedness means what will please Prabhupada, what will bring good ultimately. Let us complement each other, not compete with each other. One last question somebody had nearby next to you. It's answered already? Okay.
Praji, we sometimes find these principles are very, very wonderful to actually practice. If we practice, and a lot of...
No, principles are not enough. We have to bring it down to real life.
Like sometimes we also have the same things what we are actually hearing, the difficulties. Actually, what we are also part of that. But sometimes
that is the reason we are hearing it from Bhagavatam. Correct, no? That's the reason we are hearing. See, the purpose of hearing is what? To apply when we are thrown in that situation. We have to make an effort to apply. We can pray to Lord for strength. We can chant the holy names. And we have to make an effort to apply. There will be some fear of loss by aligning with these principles. Like you remember I told the story? There were two shops. One shop was here, another shop was Govinda's. So this shop was getting 5 lakhs monthly profit, bakery. This shop was getting only 2 lakhs. Why? Because whenever there was fungus coming, they threw it in dustbin. So everybody told the shop, you are foolish fellows, you get only 2 lakhs. They are getting 5 lakhs. So who is smart? One who is making 5 lakhs is smart, they were saying. But the 5 lakh wala, what he was doing, whenever there was fungus, he just brushed it and sold it. But after 3 months, some people got food poisoning. And immediately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people got sickness. The matter was taken to police. The police sealed the shop. And the shop was named as fungus shop. Nobody went there. That was the end of the shop. Whereas the other shop flourished because all the customers from here came to Govinda's. They came there. And then that got double profit. That means integrity pays in the long run. So therefore, why we eat, tell such instances because we have to learn what is correct behavior and we have to stick to it. Somebody says, Prabhuji, the story is nice, but I want 5 lakhs, not 2 lakhs. So somebody says. Then you do, then they will get food poisoning. Same thing will happen to you. What happened to that person? So you stick to the right path and Krishna will eventually bring success in the long run. So we have to apply what we are learning, surely. At least we have to make an effort, even if it is struggle. It's worth it. Otherwise, why are we discussing all this? The purpose of discussing is to come out of our shell, grow out of it. All right? Shri Prabhupada ki, Radha Madhava ki, Jagannath Balad Subhadra Maharani ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the prasadam for every devotee is on the terrace. All the brahmacharis have come here. Prasadam is on the terrace right now. And after the prasadam, the further lecture will be happening in room number 304 on the 3rd floor. So right now we are on the 1st floor, 2 floors up, 304. His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu will be taking further classes in that hall. And anyone wants to use any facility, the hall 405 and 406 on the 4th floor. So any brahmacharis need to access any facility, 405, 406. And right now prasadam on the terrace for all the brahmacharis assembled here. Thank you. Hare Krishna. The next class will be at 11:30 a.m. in room number 304.